Good morning, Alabama. Can't stay one to say hello. Hope everyone has a nice weekend. Stay safe. Stay safe yourself there, Alabama. Thank you for dropping in. Do, 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 do. Here's the story. Good morning, Queen C. Ryland. Thank you, Queen C. Soccer Mom of One. Good morning. Good to see you back. Should you pronounce it Wickender? Good morning. Whoa, a whole bunch of people all at once there. Gianna Marie, good morning. Shirley Johnson, hello. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could be here. Catherine Maloney, good morning from Ireland. Thyroid, good morning, pal. Hope you're staying safe. I am. I hope you are as well. Quincy, I thought we'd talk about a couple of cases, true crime that are in the news. Kind of want to get some feedback from everybody and see what everybody else thinks. And then just chat, catch up with everybody and see how we're all doing. Good morning from Florida. Good morning, Ryland. Why can fee is Wickender? Wickander. Sorry, Wickander. Did I hear about the 6-year-old who died from COVID? Your son is 6. No, I did not hear about that, Queen C. I am so sorry. That's your son is homeschooling this year. I don't have much of a choice myself here. They're where my son. Well, my son's 4, but they're doing distance learning for fall. Mike Stevens, all hail Allah. Good morning, Mike. I was just watching the older podcast that you and your wife talking about the LDS and Chad and Lori, and you popped in with the new live. Yeah. Good morning, Linda. Coffee for the brain. Carla, good morning. We had an earthquake here in Michigan yesterday. Wow. That's not something that's normal. Or Blue Mermaid, good morning. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. My son did not die early. A kid same age in Florida as my son is 6 and is do where to go. There it is doing homeschooling because of COVID. Good morning, duct tape bandit. Oh, duct tape bandit. There wasn't any live stream last weekend. I wasn't here. I was out of town, so you didn't miss anything last weekend. All right. Oh, and then I kicked the tripod. I'm off to a blazing start this morning. Good morning, Scott B. We had one in North Carolina, a 5.1 magnitude. Wow. Beth Days, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could be here with us. Molly, good morning, sweetheart. Hope you're doing well. I wouldn't say I've had much rest. So last weekend I was out of town for a golf tournament. Well, I left last Wednesday. Played in one Wednesday and Thursday. Then I was on my way to the next tournament, and I got word that my grandmother passed away back in Minnesota. So we all flew back there. And then once we got there, got everything situated, and we had the services. We then had to pick my mother up, and we moved my mother back here from Minnesota. So I haven't had much of a chance to really rest. Good morning, Gypsy Queen. Sorry, I should put my glasses on. I'm trying to read the stream, and I'm like, why is this? Oh, look, now it's in focus. Ta-da, ta-da. It's life, Gianna Marie. None of us get out of this life alive. But thank you anyways. Read about the fire in California. It's terrible. Rebecca Lucas Lopez, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could be here. Mary, good morning, Mary. I don't want to sound cold-hearted, but maybe it's just me. But to me, isn't the state of California always on fire? I mean, it's always devastating, but it just seems to me like that they're always on fire. It's like every summer. Yeah, I mean, I think it has to do with a lot of the severe drought that's been going on. Everything's dry in the state of California. So. Evelyn Boswell. I haven't been following the Evelyn Boswell case. I followed it a little bit, but Queen C, my mother she's not here physically with me. She's living with my sister one town over. But that's too close for me. I don't get along with my mother. We haven't had a good relationship. I would say a good 90% of my life. But that's for a whole nother story. I can make an entire channel just dealing with the shit that she's put me through. But she's mentally disabled right now because she's a head trauma survivor, and she has the mental capacity on a good day of a 12-year-old. So we couldn't leave her there where she was living, with her mom. Well, her mom had passed, and there wasn't anybody there who could take care of her. I don't want to say both sisters, but I have only one sister left in Minnesota. The other one passed away, a couple of years back. But we couldn't leave her there. She couldn't care for her. And in short order, we couldn't, we had to figure something out. So we moved her back here with us to Washington State, where we live. It never rains in California, Gypsy Queen. Oh, thank you, Carla. Did you see the victim's family of the Golden State Killer read statements 50 years later, and he got life? Mike Stevens. I did not see that they read victim statements, but it's very interesting when it comes to the Golden State Killer, how they caught him doing reverse genealogical lookup, and that's some with the nanotechnology and Pardon Laboratories, and there's a couple of different companies, but Pardon is one of the main ones that is playing a huge role in that. They are able to, with just a traceless amount of DNA, they're able to go back and solve cases that thought, previously a lot of cases they thought would never be solved. Now, an interesting case out of Texas. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but in 1977, there were 3 Girl Scouts who were killed in Texas at a Girl Scout camp. And they originally thought it was one guy. He was acquitted of the crime for several reasons. But with the DNA that was found on the actual camp there that they had preserved, they thought, well, they're never going to be able to solve this case. But one of the interesting things with this new nanotechnology is they're able to actually take that DNA evidence now and look it up, and they can now narrow the field down to a very narrow group. They can say, okay, the person that this DNA belonged to is the ancestor of somebody else who already has their information in the system. It may not be a direct link to that person, but they can say, okay, well, it'll lead them in the direction of the actual case. I can't remember the name of the Girl Scout camp. Sorry, but good morning, Caleb. Lisa, 54. Good morning. My mom is institutionalized. Me and I love her more than is possible. Yeah. Sorry about that. Your mother is institutionalized. Ryland, one time I had a friend called a deacon, and then he got crazy. He bothered me a lot. He did it until COVID started, and now he's gone. Great story, right? No. Well, I guess it's a great story that he's gone now, but that was definitely not something anybody should have to live through if he was bothering you so much. Foxy Lady, good morning. Yeah, well, my mom was an evil person as well. Good morning, Cece. I just finished watching your stream. I was interested, Cece. Speaking of your stream this morning about the kid who probably traveled 1,300 miles to kill another gamer over a stupid game. I read a story about something like that had happened the guy was from New York, and he traveled from New York to Michigan and to kill another gamer over being beat in a battle royale, PUBG, I guess the name of the game was. But he traveled from New York all the way to Michigan to this guy's home in a rural area to kill him over being beaten in a game. Like I said, it came down to a heads-up game, and the two of them were chasing each other around in this virtual world. And then he decided he lost, so he grabbed a gun and a rifle and drove from upstate New York all the way to Michigan. Yeah. Well, I watched it. I probably finished it. Cece, probably watching it maybe 15 minutes before I got the stream this morning set up. That's an interesting case. I'm gonna look into that. The case that you're talking about. That I saved it. I have the tab open right now. I'm missing a bunch of comments here. Oh, I gotta scroll back up. Good morning, faithful one. Lars, good morning. Glad you both could be here this morning. Mama, I'm pretty tight. Makes me sad everyone don't have that bond with their mamas. I wish I duct tape banded. I wish I had a bond with my mother. My mother chose when I was really young. I was 5 years old, my mother decided that she didn't want to bond with her children. She she didn't want to bond with me. She didn't want to bond with her two youngest daughters. So she made that choice, and she lived with it as an adult. And she didn't have her car. She was in a car accident, but she wasn't in her car accident until she was 50, right around 50, 51, somewhere in there. But, she lived, 20, 30 years, something like that, and still never tried to have a relationship with me and my two younger sisters. So, and it was for the good part, but it made me grow up a lot faster than I needed to. I didn't really have a childhood because I was forced into the parental role, at about the age of 10, 12, right in there. Somebody had to look out for my two younger sisters. So that is life. We live and we learn from, what happens around us and our mistakes. Otherwise, we're doomed to repeat them ourselves. Will, guess my favorite color. Rylan. Blue? So you got a blue R. Over a game? Wow. Yes. Queen C, you should go check out her stream. You can do it now if you want. I mean, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Bex, good morning. Glad you could be here this morning. I had to exit for a second. People are nuts. That's why I don't talk to anyone. You never know when people will snap. I'm scared of humans. I wish that wasn't the case, Duct Tape Bandit. Really wish it wasn't. Yeah, you were saying something about that, CC, about your son likes to game. I don't game. My wife, my daughter, and a lot of my friends and my wife's friends, they game, but I don't. It's never been something that I've really been interested in. But although every year they keep on buying me games, hoping that they'll find something that I'm interested in. But they play online and they play console games, but it's just never been something that I've been interested in. I mean, when growing up, I loved board games. I still love board games. Just not something that, it's not for everybody. Yeah, 12-hour drive at least, Bex. I know that the kid I want to call him a kid, but he was 22 years old from the story that I read, who drove from upstate New York to Michigan to kill this kid that, who I call a kid, but, again, I think they were both about the same age, in their early 20s. Inner Peas, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Gayla, good morning. I hope you're doing well, Gayla. Thank you for joining the stream this morning. Oh, thank you, CC. I hope to catch the member stream later today that you're doing for members. I don't know. I'm supposed to go golfing this afternoon, but I'm not sure if I'm going to or not. I got a lot of stuff I need to get done around here. My friend is in town to help me with the electrical here in the studio. We're going to be moving a couple of these lights, that are in here, because these are these fluorescent lights with the long tubes, because you should know, right? But that's what kind of lights they are. But we're going to be removing these lights and putting in new ones, so they have more of a natural light. So it's not, because it actually sometimes we notice that when I do the videos, like the things in the background, like especially this truck here, it'll drown out the colors of the truck, so you can't read the daddy in front of the truck, so it all looks like one. And that's not the camera. The camera's trying to focus on me and the background, but it's blurring it out because of the fluorescent lights. So we're going to go with a soft white light, but these ones are so old that they're the reason why we're taking them out. It's not because they don't work. It's they use a lot of electricity, where the newer ones have ballasters in them that use just a fraction of the electricity, and it'll help save on the energy bill, which then saves me money, so it doesn't cost as much to run all this. Because God knows, that when it comes to income on YouTube, and I'm not making it rich at this, so I have to find some way to cut things here and there to stay within a budget. And that's what we have to do with everything in life that we do. We could all go out and say, well, you know what, I really enjoy the hobby of fishing. I'm going to spend $50,000 on fishing tackle, which is really possible. I didn't think it was, but that's a separate story. Got a friend who did that. But you stay within your means. So got to change out the lights and do a couple studio updates in here. And so I have to do that today. So I don't know what time he can come over, because he's over visiting his parents and in-laws today. He lives in Seattle, and then he's here, visiting me. Well, and family. Linda Jorgensen, your son plays that game, PUBG? Yeah. I know a lot of people who play it. I've never played it myself. I've seen like video clips of it. There's this YouTube channel out of New Zealand that's called Viva La Dirt League. And they do kind of like skits of like people doing run-throughs of the game. It's really funny. It's a comedy channel. You have to have the kind of it's kind of hard to explain what Viva La Dirt League does, but it's a YouTube channel. You can actually look it up. It's VIVA space LA dirt, as in DIRT League. But they're from Australia, and they do Epic NPC Man, which is like a throwback to a village in simpler times. And then they do videos where they are working in a Play Store, where people are coming in and interacting with in a computer store. Playtech is the name of the game. It's an actual real franchise, but they have those videos, and then they have PUBG walkthroughs, and they talk about the stupid things that are in games that people play. But it's a great channel. I don't know how many subscribers they have, but they have a lot. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to look into it, CC. Along with the one that I was talking about from New York. I had both of those just came across my desk, and then you picked up and we're talking about the one this morning, and I was like, maybe this happens a lot more. That, what the other part of it that I'm kind of interested in is people who do squatting, where they call the SWAT team, and say that this person's going to kill their family, and then the SWAT team comes and knocks through their door, and busts in. But on a positive note, that's not going to happen in Seattle ever again. The SWAT team is on the chopping block, along with the Harbor Patrol, Horse Patrol. They're all got, because of the 50%, damn near 50% reduction in the defunding of the police department in Seattle. They will have no SWAT team. They will have no Harbor Patrol. They'll have no interaction between the police department and those who are illegally camping and on a city street in RVs or tents. They will have no outreach program. No, what was it? There's like 6 things total I'm missing, but SWAT team is in there. All gone. It's all going to be gone in 2021. For the rest of the 2020, this year, they're reducing the Seattle Police Department's budget. The city council passed a vote by 7-1 to defund the Seattle Police Department, and it's going to be 14% cut to all pay for upper brass within the actual police department. And of course, in case you missed it, Cameron Best, the chief of police for the Seattle Police Department, has decided to retire. 5 other off top brass have all decided that they're going to retire, or they're going to resign. They put in their notice, 30-day notice, or whatever. We're out of here. But it's going to be really interesting come 2021. But the rest of this year, it's only about a 35-40% cut in total budget to the Seattle Police Department. But it's going to affect 100 officers are out the door in Seattle Police Department. And they've already lost 44 officers who've walked out, resigned, or changed positions. There was a huge story on the news the other day about it. Kind of went off on a tangent there, didn't I? Sorry. Judah from Sydney. Good morning. Thank you for joining the stream this morning. I'm glad you could be here. Daughters and grandsons are here, so close. They live with me. They are my everything. Sounds kind of like Tim. Tim's grandchildren live with him. Sorry about your mom not being a mom. Well, Mary, we live and learn. We live and learn. Your mom passed away when you were 10 years old. Beth, that's when I lost my father. I lost my father at the age of 10. Wish he was here every day. He was a great man. But that's when my mom seriously went off the rails and never came back. Jacqueline, thank you. I don't think I'm any different than anybody else, but I appreciate it. I just live my life by, the simple golden rules in life. Like the 10 commandments, of how not to be a dick to other people. Treat other people as you wish to be treated, and live your life the right way. And we all grow up knowing what the difference is between right and wrong. Some people just choose to take the easy way and, do what's wrong. Other people, do take the hard road, I guess, the hard road of life. Nothing is supposed to be easy. But I don't think I'm a wonderful person. I just think I'm a normal person, at least in my eyes. I'm very humble. I swore to myself many years ago to never be like your mom. It's a good thing, Lisa, especially if your mom was evil, like you said. Queen C, are you planning on having more kids, Will? That's going to be a big negatory there, Queen C. Me and my wife were never supposed to have a second child. They told her after we had our daughter, they told her the chances of her ever being able to carry to full term was highly unlikely, and it was even a greater chance because of medical issues that she'd ever get pregnant again. And 18 years later, after our daughter was born, and going through the chemotherapy and everything else and the radiation, it jump started her her metabolism and everything else, and she stopped taking all the pills and hormones replacement that she was on for so long, because it basically fixed everything that was wrong. And then when she was supposed to go in to have her hysterectomy, we found out she was pregnant. Well, immediately after our son was born, about a month, not even a month afterwards, she had the complete hysterectomy done. So there's no chance that we will have any more children. Not that we couldn't care for them, or we couldn't give them the love and attention. I mean, I wanted to have 7 or 8 myself, because I believe that, you know, I've got enough love in my heart and time and everything that I could have raised 7 or 8. It would have been hard, but my wife didn't want any more than one. But now we have 2, and we're both grateful for it. She's extremely grateful. Just a tad bit overprotective of her son. Okay, it's actually about that much. But good morning, Nikki. Your 15-year-old is a gamer, Lisa. You faithful one. You play Fashion Story? I've never heard of that. Inner Peas, good morning. My son has been gaming for years. He now works testing games for a job. He's a team leader at 23. That's cool as hell, Blue Mermaid. It is really cool that your son's able to do that. He was a kid, but when he turned 18, you magically, as an adult, according to American, I guess, I'm drinking out of it. Same cup. You are Will? Yeti? Yeah. I love this mug. I do. It's probably one of the best travel coffee mugs that I've ever had. And I've had a lot, and I've got a cabinet in the house that are full of them. Either one issue has, you know, the lid either, you know, breaks after time because it gets brittle, or it leaks when you tip it over, where the Yeti doesn't. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's the actual coffee right there, splashing against the lid. Doesn't leak. It does everything that I want to, and it keeps my coffee hot, and my cold beverages cold. In the summertime, I drink a lot of iced tea, unsweetened. I don't like the sweetened tea. Have you seen Zelda lately? Caleb, she popped into the comment section of my video the other day. She said that she just had spinal fusion surgery. So, and she's resting up from that. So she's out there. Do love the background, Will. Thank you. It's going to get better. We're working on it. This table and stuff is probably going to go bye-bye, or it'll be over to one side or the other, because we're going to, this entire system is going to be kind of like well, not like that, but not like a whole long L, but it's going to be a short L. So like that. Because I have a friend who's going to be using this space again. Well, I'm going to let him use it for his podcast. They don't do video, but they do audio podcast on SoundCloud. Yeah, and Inner Peace, I was saying, she just had spinal fusion surgery, so she's on the mends right now, but she'll be back soon. It doesn't, and it's impossible to find something right now. Yeah. The situation with Tim is a little bit different. You know, he not only he could work there, or he could move back here and work here, the same company. Especially now that everything is remote working, and they don't see the company themselves don't see Tim going back into the actual office until probably in the middle part of 2021. So they've already told him, you know, if you want to move back to here, go right ahead. You can work, if you need to, you can, and you have to go into the office. The offices are still there. You can go in and use teleconferencing because they do what they do when he has to be there in person. The same team, half the team's there and half the team's here. So he's thought about it, but he's going to have to move one way or another. And he knows it. He's going to probably have to move by the first of the year. Will he move back here, or will he move someplace else out of where he's at now? I mean, he's got to move out of his place once his lease is up. His lease is up at the end of January, and he's trying to decide right now: do I stay in the Seattle area? Is there someplace else that I can move with? Where the company is. He can move here. He can move to weird Portland, Oregon, or he can move back here. But over there, at least he has one brother who lives over there, so he has some kind of family there. SWAT is dangerous. They should be defunded. I don't know about that, Lars. The SWAT team comes in, and they're a pivotal part of policing. Yeah, Gayla. Yeah, I hadn't seen her in the comment section or any of the other channels that I know that we both follow, but and I saw her pop in and comment on my video yesterday. So I hope she's doing better. You've lost 200 in Denver, Beth. My sister's not too far from Denver. I'm sorry if I missed anybody's comments. I was scrolling back up and down through the thing, trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody or say hello to. There's Kevin. Good morning, Kevin. Atlantic Tide Crimes. Good morning from NB Canada. Rain Dancer. Good morning. Atlantic. Good morning. Atlantic Tide Crimes. That'd make a good name. Do you have a YouTube channel? That'd be a good name for a YouTube channel. Stardust. Good morning. Have a great Saturday, Will, and everyone. You're a great guy. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it. And if you're taking off, you have a great day too. And Alan Bacon, good morning. You're still here, or is still here? See my 2U license to dance. That's a cool name too. You're just starting one Atlantic Tide Crimes? I'm gonna write your name down. So even if you don't have the content now, I don't know if you do or not, but I get to an empty page in my notebook. There we go. Tide Crimes. All right. Write it down. That way I can make sure to keep an eye out for it. Still here? Yeah, I'm still here. What do you think about the video about Millie Weaver did about the deep state? Millie Weaver, I am not aware of Gypsy Queen. Still here is still here, and Alan Bacon is still here. I haven't seen you around, Alan. Hope you're doing well. I had a home invasion that was unfounded by the police last year. I have a 911 call with offenders in my bedroom while I was on the phone and posting the crime and evidence in the next month. Oh, wow. Garfield 1, good morning. Welcome to the stream. That really sucks, Atlantic Tide crimes. I hope you are all, and you and your family are well. Hi, still here. Did you ever hear about Ashley Pond and Miranda Gaddis? No. Excuse me. Maureen Gunn, good morning. Good to see you back, Will. Love the program. Thank you for all your research and hard work. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well, Maureen. Need to arm their homes. Well, Rain Dancer, you definitely should, especially what's going on up there in your area. I'm a big supporter of the Second Amendment, but there are a lot of people who buy guns who never get out to the range and properly learn how to use them. And that's the scariest damn part of it all. If you're going to buy a gun, learn how to use it properly. You don't go out and buy a car and never learn how to drive a car, and then all of a sudden decide to get behind the wheel and just drive it. I always keep 911 on the line, even if you have to hide or put the phone down. Yeah, always do that. Or Oregon, 2 girls, teen, got kidnapped and murdered years ago by a neighbor in desperate times, buried in the backyard and one in a bin. I believe it was years ago. Wow. I'm gonna have to look into that. Ashley Pond and Miranda Gaddis. Ashley Pond. And Gaddis. I wrote it down, Quincy. See where it goes. Gayla, I have no doubt that you are an excellent shot. I have no doubt about that. The inner peas, I'm right in the middle of Seattle and Portland. I am. Oh, thank you, Inner Peas, for putting the link to mine and my wife's. We do a podcast called Taco Podcast because that's my son's nickname. It's an interesting story how he got the nickname Taco, but they were 12 or 13, respectively. Sorry, I had to take a call. I was home alone. Yes, I'm okay now. Seeking therapy and hoping to win a civil case against the police and have an invasion found as happening. Thank you for your support. Quincy, how did he get the nickname Taco? Well, I'll give you the brief synopsis of it. So, me and my wife got one child, just living our life. I was working, and she was working. She's working in in the hospital. She's not a nurse. She worked in the lab in the hospital. And a block away from the hospital, there is a burger stand, there's a taco place, and then there is I think pho or pho. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's a soup place. So her and her friend Danielle used to walk from the block to this taco place once a week on Fridays, and they would have tacos. And she kept was going there, and she noticed that she had been gaining a little bit of weight, and she said, Danielle, we have to stop going there for our lunches on Friday because I'm gaining weight from all these tacos. Now, this is just shortly after she went back to work and she started to grow her hair back after the chemotherapy. So Danielle and her decided, well, we'll walk around instead, and maybe get something a little lighter than the Mongo burrito, and maybe eat something off the lighter fare menu instead. Oh, she started to feel nauseous a lot, and that kind of put an end to the walking. And then we had the appointment to go to see her cancer specialist, at the cancer center. And that's when we found out she was pregnant. So the weight gain that she got, she called it taco, because the weight gain turned out not to be from tacos. It was because she was pregnant. So that's the short version. Soccer Mom of One, did you read about the autistic in Tennessee that strangled his mother? Actually, Soccer Mom of One, I did read about that. I'm not sure if it was Tennessee, but I did read about that story. As sad as hell. And unfortunately, is it pronounced faux? Like foo? Yeah, I can never understand. How do you pronounce it then? Like, I guess I'm right or wrong. Well, depending on who you talk to. Half my friends pronounce it one way, half of them pronounce it a way. Okay, they're making me hungry. I made crispy beef tacos for dinner last night. That sounds good, Gayla. Yeah, that's true. You should wait until everything is said and done and then post, because it could definitely hurt your case. Elizabeth Pig, good morning. Yes, it was Tennessee. I live here, and everyone who said they knew the family are in shock. I read the story and everything else, and they the one that I was reading was talking about his actual intellectual level, and if the state is going to be able to prosecute him for this, and where the law is going to come into play. I mean, it's sad as hell. It really is. Oh, is Kiki Mercer here? Did I miss her? Hope not. Yep, there you are. Hi, Kiki. Pilot Pete. Good morning. Both of you, welcome to the stream. Glad you could be here this morning. GIF? Duct tape bandit, is it pronounced GIF? GIF? A GIF file? Or a picture? GIF? I don't know. Anytime you have a legal case pending, it's best not to discuss it on the internet or actually anywhere. That is very good words of advice. Because anything and everything you say can be used. Loose leaf. Oh, there you go, Rain Dancer. Loose lips sink ships. Dawson Creek, British Columbia. Maria. I don't know if I've ever been to Dawson Creek. I bet it's beautiful there, though. Look, good morning and welcome to the stream. Either way, Maria. Glad you could be here. Drama must remain on stage. Good morning. Glad you could be here this morning, Drama. Well, Drama must remain on stage. It's your obviously screen name. It's not your actual real name. But either way, welcome, and I'm glad you could be here this morning. You want to move to Canada? I've got a lot of friends north of the border. Doctor told me to lose weight, but I'm not behaving. Yeah, Gayla, I could stand to lose some myself, but Soccer Mama 1, Maria, very beautiful there. I'm in Niagara on the lake. Oh, we were there, what, 4 years ago? I think it was. I lose track of time. I really do. It's like, when did I go there? When did I go there? I think it was 4 years ago that we went to Niagara Falls. We went to the U.S. side and to the Canadian side. But very depressing on the United States side. A lot of businesses were closed down, like out of business, closed down. That was 4 years ago. I'm sure that COVID hasn't exactly helped any of those businesses either. Have some bacon. Bacon and eggs. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed Soccer Mom of 1. We're going to be changing the channel up a little bit. The podcast is still going to be there, but we're exploring other things that we're going to be adding to the channel on top of the podcast. I talk about what we planned, but nothing set in concrete yet. We haven't done anything. We have a notebook where we've been writing down different ideas of things to add to the channel, so it's not just the podcast only. And we may do it, we may not, but we have to do something, because even though, I mean, people love what we're doing, we're just not getting any visibility out of it at all. And we've been right there at the same amount of subscribers. We lose a subscriber, gain a subscriber, lose one, gain one. But we've been staying there right at about 283 subscribers for almost 4 months now. Oh, we're looking into things to kind of maybe change it a little bit. Content. We tried making it the channel and talking about just what people suggested, but that really didn't. I don't want to talk bad about it, but it didn't get us anywhere really fast or even slowly. Didn't get a lot of suggestions, and the feedback and everything we were getting was pretty much the same thing over and over again. Oh, unless we want to cover the same 3 topics every week. But right now, everybody, I want to say the last month and a half, pretty much everybody wants us to talk about COVID. No, and there's nothing wrong with that. anyways, if that's what the audience wants to, and the subscribers and viewers want to see and hear about, that's what we'll talk about. But then we might just set that as a separate playlist of just COVID podcasts, and then do maybe another podcast on top of it. So there'll be 2 podcasts, one of other interest, and then one just on COVID. We'll see. Loose wires cause fires. Matthew, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could be here today, Matthew. Yeah, I know you. Is the lawyer retained? Heavy thunderstorms here last night. God, I would love to have a thunderstorm here. If just any kind of rain where I am. It rained here about a week ago, and that's about it. Ooh, whoa. German chocolate with coconut pecan frosting. Blue Mermaid would love to live somewhere where it's hot all year round. The UK weather is all over the place. Matthew, time is going to drag on forever for him. He's going to see the same thing day in, day out until he dies. Dawson Creek is in North British Columbia. I probably haven't been there then. I've been into, quite a few places around there. I used to get paid to it wasn't much. It was only $15, but I used to get paid to stop in at different Loyal Order of the Moose lodges and do kind of like, hey, look, a hospitality check on their services. But that was, well, at least 6 years ago, maybe. And I used to stop into different ones all over British Columbia and all over Canada. Never told anybody that I was doing it though. I would just stop in, tell them I'm a member because I am. They'd check my card and I'd see how they're interacting with their customers, the other members, and then I'd write out a little report, send it off in the mail. Rain Dancer, I'm half Canadian by blood. It's hard to get dual citizenship for Canada. But you can become an Australian or a New Zealander fairly easy. Love the sun. Good morning. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing this morning? Love the sun. Baking a cake to celebrate D'Angelo's 22 life sentences he received. I worked with many of those LA people in Sacramento. But you're baking a cake for yourself, right? I'm in the Gala. Beach Bum, good morning. No. Beach Bum, there's nothing new. The LDS Church has not said anything to demolish Lori Vallow at all. Chad As far as Dumbbell himself, no, they haven't said anything new. Nor do I expect him to ever say anything. They're just going to try to ignore it and hope that it all goes away. But unfortunately, this is just the start of the storm, and we're going to hear a lot about the church, their teachings, and their interactions within the church, and what the church may or may not have, what role they may or may not have played in this entire thing, as the case goes on. And that's the absolute truth, because they're a pivotal part in the part starting from the point where Charles Vallow was alive in Arizona and Lori disappeared with the kids and took off. From that moment on, the church, because the day he showed up there after coming home from the airport, his bishop was the one who drove him there because his truck was gone. The church and the members of the church and the bishops of their church and their surroundings have been a pivotal part in the entire story of what took place all the way up to the end, until after JJ and Tylee were dead and buried in the back pasture area next to the fire pit and pond on Dumbbell's property. Because not the same bishop, but the bishop from the LDS church at the BYU campus interacted with both of them shortly before they disappeared. So much as they want to try to keep their themselves out of it, if I was a church, I would have put out excommunicate them both, and then not say anything at all. There's been I think it was the Telegraph newspaper from the UK. They're the only ones who have put out anything about Chad Daybell actually being excommunicated from the church. I can't find anything to corroborate that statement at all. Excuse me again. Ugh. Believe that I live in the rainy and foggy city, Canada. Rains 3 or 4 times a week. I used to tell people the same thing when I lived in Seattle, that it rained there constantly. That way it keep people away. But it may, depending on where you're at. Do you live in a rainforest area in British Columbia? Do you think Chad will put the blame on Alex or turn on Lori? Gayla, I think Chad's going to be a complete idiot in this entire thing. And if he knew what was good for him, he'd roll over on Lori. But I don't think he's going to. And when it comes right down to it, a lot of things that happened in this, he may have been the voice of the entire thing. He may have been the person who had the visions. He might have come up with the ideas and stuff like that. But Lori is the one who I think gave the directives to Alex, and Alex then carried out, the whatever she wanted. There's a lot of speculation out there that this is not it. That Alex, may have been involved in everything from strong-arming people to everything else that she needed. But I can't find any evidence of any of that stuff, so I don't cover it on my my videos. But to answer your question, do I think Chad will put the blame on Alex, turn on Lori? Gayla, I think Chad is going to play dumb, as if he didn't know anything about what was going on, and he doesn't know anything about how the children got on his property. He's going to try to say that he shot a raccoon. I don't know how he's going to explain that one, or how or why he sat out there for a couple of days burning wood and we know that Tylee was unfortunately thrown into the fire, or they attempted to burn her. People don't realize it's really hard to dismember and destroy a body by fire. There's a really good video about it that's a lot older than this that was on, I believe, Forensic Files online on A&E or one of those channels. I can't remember where Forensic Files are. After a while, you kind of just lose. There's A&E. I believe it's A&E, but I'm not sure what channel it would have been on. About how hard it is to actually destroy a body by cremation. Got to get it really super hot, keep it hot for a long, long time. No, Rain Answer, they are not. The LDS Church they're not part of the LDS Church. They may have started, they may have grown up in the LDS Church. Chad did his definite missionary work with the LDS Church, but when it comes to the wacky theories that and things that and the visions and everything else, that it has nothing to do with the LDS Church. So no, they are not members, but I can't find anything that says that Chad has been excommunicated from the LDS Church. Now, full disclosure, I have a nephew who is a member of the LDS Church, and I'm not supposed to give his name out, nor will I. But he's checked in on it as much as he can, and he can't find anything from the church at all. With his connections within the church, he can't find anything official from the church at all where they've ever said anything negative about Chad or Lori, and he can't find anything that says that Chad has been excommunicated or that his children or anybody else has been excommunicated from the Daybell family. And people within the church themselves, they communicate with each other quite a bit about that. They know this person's been removed. You're not supposed to communicate with this person anymore. They act like they're basically dead. But he can't find anything within the actual church. No one's saying anything at all. They just kind of like, they don't see anything. Turning the blind eye to it all. Sorry, a whole bunch of off day on fun day. St. John B is about 50 miles from Canada's main border. I think it will be put on Lori and Alex. Chad is already separating himself by prior calling Lori Vallow. Maybe. The Pacific Northwest. There's Zelda. And for buddy who was asking about Zelda earlier, there she is. Good morning, Zelda. Glad you can make it to the stream this morning. I think they were not finished with JJ's body. They were waiting for the alignments of the stars to collaborate with the Joseph Smith special date. Chad's so stupid he'll roll over onto himself. I don't think Chad really understood exactly where everything was going. I think he knew what he was saying and what people were doing. He had to have known. I mean, he had the book of people that were zombies and those who they were supposed to avoid. He had to know that somebody was going to do something. Kind of hard to explain. He knew that by saying that certain people were zombies, that they would be pushed out and away from their inner circle. When people started vanishing or being murdered, he had to know that there was a connection between what he was teaching and what his visions were. I mean, well, unless you lived underneath a damn rock like a turtle. Did Lori know Chad when Joseph Ryan died? I have to think about that for a second. Short and nice. Did she know him personally? No. Did she know who he was? She may have known who he was from his books, because his books, I mean, the first 4 books were very heavily passed around within the LDS church. They were talked about on different, within different groups. So she may have known who he was, but did she know him personally? No. But she definitely, in between Joseph Ryan, the divorce from Joseph Ryan, and getting together with Charles, she probably knew who he was, but not personally. She didn't become infatuated with Chad until after she married Charles. She may have known who he was. I have to look at the timeline again. I don't have it in front of me right here. It's in my other notebooks in the house. For now, they have already taken the video down. It's called Shadowgate. Funny thing about videos that have been taken down is once something is on the internet, there's always a trace of it out there. You can find videos, that have been taken down. I don't want to mention any names, but he is a channel that has been removed from YouTube. He went through and removed quite a few of his videos, but they're still out there. I'm glad the spinal fusion surgery went well, Zelda. Yeah. Yeah, he did. Chad's an idiot. Not only did he implicate his son, Lars, you think Casey Anthony accidentally overdosed Kayla and freaked out and hit her? Can't stand her. Casey Anthony. Kind of a mother is that. Remember, I don't know what's going on there. All the comments disappeared, and then the video stopped. Video looks like it's back. I have no comments though. Does everybody else see the comment section? Can anybody hear me? Don't know what happened. You can hear me. Say something. Oh, there it is. Whew. All right, the comment section's back. That wasn't cool at all. I don't know what happened there. Glitch with StreamYard or something. It's like the video went blank and then the video came back and then the comment section was gone. Okay. Short Nice says Lori met Chad in 2018. You sure about that? Because that had only been 2 years ago. I thought it was, for some reason, on the top of my head, I thought it was 2017 when she went to the first book reading of his or some stupid thing. Remember, we have to remember there is a period of time when she was married to Charles Vallow where she disappeared for a while. I guess she went to Hawaii, but we don't know if she was in Hawaii for the entire time. But for some reason, I thought she met him in 2017. I mean, that's when they met. But when did she become aware of Chad? I'd have to look at my notes and see if I have that in there. Jetty Aries turned LDS just to snag Travis. Another winner. Each of the adults' deaths had children as witnesses. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the entire thing, in a circle. First Joseph Ryan, he was a pain in Lori's ass, and he died. She got money. She got money for Tylee until Tylee turned 18. She got those death benefits from Joseph, and that money coming in. And if you look at it, she got a taste of something, of the money. It gave her a way to live her life, and without having to worry about how to pay the bills. And then, somewhere along there, and Charles Vallow was the next one. See, Joseph Ryan, April 3rd, 2018. Charles, July 11th, 2019. Tammy Daybell, October 19th, 2019. Alex, December 12th, 2019. And then both of the kids in September. We're not sure exactly on the date for each of the children. I mean, it could have been the 9th and the 23rd. Could have been a couple days before, a couple days after. The police aren't really saying. They're just saying the last time that they were spotted, and approximate, according to ME reports, how long they've been dead. But we know they died approximately, in that time period. I see it all back again. Luporis, is that how you pronounce it? Luporis? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Well, welcome to the stream. Hope Happy. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Glad you be here this morning, Hope. Hey, Will and all. I'm late and I'll watch later. Much love to all. Well, thank you, Hope. I hope you are doing well and staying safe out there, keeping your spirits up. Wonder if Chad is sorry now for getting rid of Tammy and taking on Lori. You know that if Chad has, two brain cells that are firing in the same direction, he has to be looking back at this entire event now of what transpired. if he has 2 brain cells that are firing correctly, every single man who has ever come into Lori's life is dead or gone or not a problem. They can't cause any issues for her at all. And Chad had to know that somewhere along the line, even if they would have made it to their doomsday prophecy, of July between the 20th and 25th, if they made it to that and they didn't have an end game, that he was eventually going to end up just like the rest of them, dead. He had to know that. If he has 2 brain cells, just 2 brain cells firing correctly, he had to know that. Especially in light of the fact that, why would a guy want to be the 5th husband? That's a good question. You notice that Chad has no shoulders. Chub dumbbell. I saw another video of your LOL. Yeah, turtle boy. So I try not to let that into my videos, but I have caught a couple of my videos where I've actually referred to him as Turtle Boy. Bad. Yeah, he has no neck. Will I say that so much their brain is misfiring somewhere? I say that about half the people that live in this town. Turtle Girl, I'm my ex's 2nd. He's engaged for his 3rd. We're not even divorced yet. LOL. 3 baffles me. Well, my dad was married twice. He was widowed from his first wife. But my dad was married twice. My mom married 6 times. She didn't have any children after my father, but she was married six times total before her car accident. Perfect convict John Pryor is Chad's daddy. I proved that in a video. Yeah. There's some really messed up people in Chad's family. That's a family you want to avoid. If you ever, any ladies out there or gentlemen out there, if you ever are seriously considering dating someone, becoming engaged and married to someone, and when you show up to meet that person for the first time and you find out that the person, the parents of that person have a lengthy, history, within the criminal justice system, might be time to turn around and walk back out that door. I think their church is better to marry than date. I think in their church it is better to marry than date. Yes, short, nice. That is true. They don't date without approval, though. Now, I can tell you from my nephew's experience within the church how it all comes about. Basically, the elders within the church, they handpicked, okay, here's some young ladies within the church that who are members who you should date. You should seriously consider dating. And as he started dating, 1 or 2 of them, they kind of led him, instead of telling him, look, you're going to marry this one, they pushed him in a direction where they felt that he would have a closer bond within the church if he married this one or took the relationship serious with this one. Kind of scary. How many times Elizabeth Taylor married? Wow. I don't know. 10? I'm going to guess 10 times. I'm sure somebody can Google that. Those 2 log lizard toads are still waiting to strike a passing fly. My ex took a woman from her wife. She has been married to this woman for years. My ex seems to like to Rick Holmes. I don't know why. It's a flaw in his character for sure. There are people out there like that duct tape bandit. I know a lot of people that are like that though. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. I mean I know a lot of women who have issues that are like that. You know, John Joe, maybe a single, available, well-rounded individual, but they're more interested, in Kevin down the street who's married already or dating someone. First, I don't know why they do that. And this perfect, have a lot of interest with this individual, John Joe over here, but Kevin down the street is the one that they're more interested in. And unfortunately, I don't try to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Stereotype people, but I know a lot of people, a lot of women who are like that, though. Unfortunately, that's just me, though. I mean, maybe there are men that are like that as well. I just don't know any of them. Most of the men I know are, they're dogs. Elizabeth and Richard were meant for each other. All right, thanks. Sue Du Plessis. Well, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the program. I'm from the South Africa, and it's currently 18:25 Saturday here. So it is, if it's 18:25, 18 hours 25. So military time, so 6:25 Saturday evening, I'm guessing, from South Africa. That's where Pence, not Pence, as Spence. I think that's how you pronounce it. 1 second. All right, back. Oh, he's a YouTuber from South Africa. And then he was in China for quite a few years teaching English as a second language. But he just left China because of how the Communist Party kept on breaking down on him and his friends for speaking out, against the Communist Party and telling people really what it was like to live in China. Pez. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, on his channel though. Yeah. I don't have time to look for it right now. I had my dear husband for 34 years. Wish we'd had 34 more. I'm sorry. Drama must remain on stage. That's got to be hard. I remember what it was like, with my wife going through cancer and treatment. I never felt more alone, while I was right there in the room with her. That uncertainty, if she was going to make it through or not, and what life would be like, without her. I don't ever want to do that again. Excuse me. My heart goes out to you, though, on your loss. Kiki, did Lori get money back when her sister died? No. I'm guessing you're talking about the sister that Alex helped take care of. And the answer to that is no. She didn't get any money from anybody else. She worked back then. After her relationship with Joseph Ryan ended, she pretty much didn't work from then on out. She worked a little bit here and there, but not much. You can keep them in your heart, though. CCP needs to be stopped. What is CCP? Drama must remain on stage. I don't know what that is. I'm not. At least it's not. Light bulb's not going off in my head right now. Sorry, sweetheart. Blue Mermaid lost husband of 28 years. It'll be 10 years. Go next Saturday. Sorry, Blue Mermaid. Will, I've seen the video, YouTube creator Weird Mom, about Alex Cox's cell phone ping in St. Anthony dump minutes and leaving Daybell's home. Then was back and the phone pinged again. Daybell's home. Strange fact find. Well, I mean, it's in the Zelda. When it comes to Alex Cox's cell phone, they've released it's part of the papers that the DA released that actually says when his phone pinged there at Chad's farm and when where it pinged and how long it was there and then how and when it pinged again. That information is available online. I don't know but that video may have included. I've never heard of creator Weird Mom. Sue, I follow all the cases that is on the channels. I also watch live stream court cases. It's a good way to keep informed of the actual facts. There's a lot of channels out there that take the information that is out there and they kind of twist it and turn it and hypothesize, what the information means without actually doing any research, into it at all. Chad's phone, Tammy and say he shot a raccoon and must burn the limbs. But if you listen to the phone call, he said he must take a shower also. Why? Yeah. It's very interesting. Gonna watch the Gannon style case, K-Love. God is looking over Gannon right now. That family's messed the hell up. Chinese Communist Party. Oh, the CCP. That's what you meant. Chinese Communist Party. Golden Gate Killer looks like Freddy Krueger. Yeah, in a little bit. I can see where you're getting that from. Remember, my hubs is a Motorola systems engineer. He said it means that he was there next to the tower. Weird Mom's video shows the actual drive from Daybell to St. Anthony dump. I've never seen the video Zelda. I'd have to actually watch it to to see what it entails. I've never heard of Weird Mom. I'll write it down so I don't forget. Weird Mom YouTube. I watch a lot of channels. I pop into for my subscribers. A lot of people have channels, and I'm always checking their channels out. And if I find something interesting, they always have like the suggested list of other channels that are making content like them. Yeah, but I know what you meant. Yeah, Freddy Krueger. Spell check sucks. I have a friend who has a kind of a unique name. Her name is Zina, Zina, and every time I type in Zina, it always changes it to something weird. And constantly, it actually on my screen will say Zina as soon as I send a text message, it changes to Zorro or something else with a Z, and I'm like, why did it do that? So then I turn spell checker off, and well, then everybody's like, what the hell are you trying to say? Because I got big fat thumbs. Have a good one, Interpete. Thanks for joining us today. Or Faithful One. Sorry, Faithful One. Thanks, love, too. I refuse to give Justice D'Angelo any acknowledgement of being a cop. I don't know, Gayla. Kind of torn there. I mean, I want to give him acknowledgement that of being a law enforcement officer, but I don't condone what he did, and I don't think that that's taken away from being a law enforcement officer. I mean, there are good and bad people in every line of employment out there. Excuse me. Chair collapsed. There are good and bad people everywhere, in every form of. They're good doctors. They're bad doctors. It doesn't mean that that we don't call them a doctor. We just don't condone their activity or whatever they did while they were a doctor. But I can understand, but I don't know. Justice D'Angelo, yeah, obviously was a law enforcement officer, but what he did was disgusting. My grandson is Ari Zane. It always posts as Arizona. Yeah. Why am I not seeing? There we are. Rebecca Miles. Welcome from Denver, Colorado. It's pretty there. My sister lives not too far from Denver. It will be 5 years widow in November. Sorry, soccer mom. My heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to anybody who's ever lost someone, close to them. Some of Joe's crimes were done while he was on duty. Yeah. Yep. The only reason he took a shower is because he was not clean after he was finished in the barn and the fire pit. Obviously, he only put on those put those in the plastic bag to dispose, so the Tammy dude did not see. Gayla, I totally understand, your view that he did take an oath to protect, and not do, any harm. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I understand your point of not wanting to give him, any respect for the fact that he was a law enforcement officer. But and just because we have one bad apple as a law enforcement officer doesn't mean that everybody who's ever been, a Leo, is a piece of shit. Sorry for my language, but Nightmare, greetings. Want some advice? Sure, Nightmare. What kind of advice do you have for me? But I understand your point, Gayla. Have I watched The Tiger King? No, but I did read that Joe Exotic's old farm, his old zoo is now going to be closed. I know great. Yeah, same here, Duct Tape Bennett. I know really great cop. Those who are in law enforcement, and I've met some people. Listen to the things that go bump in the night. Okay, thank you, Nightmare. I know great people who are Leos that are excellent at what they do, and I know a couple who, luckily, are no longer active. They're more in a reserve capacity, but it was never a passion of theirs or something that they should have been doing in the first place. They're good and bad in everything. And that's what sucks about today's society is everybody wants us to go on in the middle, hate everybody here, and hate them all, treat them all the same, regardless. And it's not right. We don't do that with any other group of people. We don't, and then and people who do that, they're just wrong. Like behind me, that's cool. They have so much to say to you. Cool. You hate things that go bump in the night? My house, 99.9% of the time when something goes bump in the night, it's usually my 4-year-old son coming from his bedroom to mine. And then as soon as he gets in there, he jumps up and lands right on my head. A big 4-year-old back or his head. He always has to, I don't know why it is, but he always has to lay on me, use my head as a pillow, or I'm like, really? But that's usually what goes bump in the night at my house. From the spiritual world, are the things from the spiritual world that are here? Sure, I just don't see them. Dude is tripping me out. Who's tripping you out? Kathy. Keep in mind, Satan was once one of the gods, especially created being turned ugly. All created beings are subject to falling from his grace. You have free will. It's true. Very true. Oh, Lord, for one. You would have a field day with Carol Baskin. Yeah, probably would. I mean, I've watched enough of it over on Cece's channel. Coffee with Cece? I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I always want to say crime and coffee with Cece. Is that right? I don't know. I know I have it saved, thumbnail saved at the top of my screen as Cece, and it just has her icon. I click on it, it brings me to her channel, and I get it turns red whenever she's live. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just for some reason I can never, inside my own head here, remember what her name is, her channel is all the time. I should know. But Carol Baskin, I've heard a lot about the Tiger King and the things going on in that from over there. Just doesn't seem like something that I would be interested in. But apparently, a lot of people have watched it. The Tiger King. What goes bump in the night is my loony cat, Lars. Yeah. Nighttime, both my cats disappear at night. They always go outside because we've got those pet doors so they can come and go when they want. Geno, what kind of bees produce milk? Boobies? What? Love CC. If you can get through the first 30 minutes, you will wonder if Carol killed her husband. It's crazy. Joe Exotic is a hoot. Boobies. What kind of bees produce milk? Boobies. I get it. It's a dad joke. Link to Weird Mom's video shows actual drive from Daybell's home to St. Anthony's dump. I'll look into it after this, Zelda. Now check it out. I always wonder about things like that. You know, I'm not going to mention the name of the channel, but they went into great extent about trying to prove from in a video that they had records, during the Watts case about cell phone records, and they're completely made up. But they convinced thousands of people that they had cell phone records. Oh well, people want to believe it. I guess they want to believe it. Do you believe D'Angelo stopped with the murders in 1986? And if he did stop, I wonder what made him stop. Something triggered him to begin, and sometimes triggered him to stop and stay, among other things he heard. No, I don't believe that he stopped in 1986. I think Will loves every second of his son. Proud dad who loves his children. Need more men like Will. Well, thank you, Zelda. But I do. I love both my children. You know, I don't think that's any different from any other parent. I mean, you know, our kids will drive us nuts, you know, and they will give us the happiness and, you know, and joy and the heartache that, you know, more than we think we can stand sometimes. But, you know, my son's, he's definitely someone special in that, but I don't love him any more or any less than my daughter. I think that's just how parents are, right? I don't think that's anything abnormal. Anyone's screen blurry? No, not here, Lars. People believe in flat earth. COVID is a hoax. So why not believe whatever is on the internet is the truth? Oh, isn't that the truth, Zelda? Yeah. Yeah. Right? Upset tummy and weight gain. She was gaining weight from eating too many tacos. Left and left-hander. I'm not sure if I'm left-handed. Oh my God. I'm an idiot. Left-handed RN. Jesus. Welcome to the stream. I'm an idiot. I'm sitting there looking at it. I'm like, left hand. left-handed RN. Yeah, I got it. It took me a minute. Obviously, it's I'm not quite firing in all cylinders this morning yet. But if you like the content, we have a podcast that we do. It's here. You can watch it here on YouTube. It's called Taco Podcast, and it's just the two of us. We put out new content every Sunday. But thank you, I really do appreciate that you liked our point of view. We've got there's some things that are medical. I've been talking about COVID and different subjects. We also talk about gaming, women, female gamers and how, they have issues. And we talk about, our children. We've had guests on. We're trying to get more, but the problem is right now with this COVID, it's hard to have guests appear in person. So we're trying to, set it up with Zoom and work around that. But Taco Podcast on YouTube. We're also on we do StreamYard, but streaming to YouTube. But we were on SoundCloud for a while, but we quit SoundCloud and we're trying to find another place to stream to, and we might end up going with there's a couple of different ones I don't want to talk about right now, but it all depends. Thank you for the super chat, Blue Mermaid, for the chat and company. I appreciate it. Luporis, welcome to the stream. I hope you are doing well. Well, Rain Dancer needs to get moving or go back to bed. I got about another 10 minutes here, and then I have to wrap this up. 8 minutes, actually. I have to wrap it up and get my butt going as well. Susanna B. Faithful. Hello. Welcome to the stream, Susanna B. Masks are not a political statement. They are a mask. This is true. Unfortunately, wearing a mask and being a decent individual to others has become politicized. It's look, all these people over on this side are wearing them, and the people over here on this side are not. It's not taking away your freedom to be a conscientious person to other people. Do I like wearing them? No. Who the hell does? I know half my family works in the medical field, and they don't like wearing them, but they have to. Because, even if nothing else, even if you're not worried about the COVID and you believe the entire thing is made up, it's flu season. Wear it just for that. Wear it because you care. Write on the damn thing, this is stupid. I don't want to wear this. I can't breathe. Whatever you want on it. But just wear one. You have tons to do today, K-Love? You got a beer and the stream? I'm going to try to get back early from golf today, so I can join in on. I'm maybe not going to be on it, but I want to be. Cece is doing a stream tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, so that I got to be back here by about 6. So I'm hoping to at least watch her because she's going over on Cece's channel, Coffee with Cece. Cece is going to be doing true crime trivia tonight. I think it's open to everybody, or is that just for members and Patreon supporters? I don't remember. Yeah. Maybe I need some of those brain pills. I can't remember anything anymore. I hear coyotes outside my house at night. Do you? Kiki Mercer? We have coyotes that here all over the place. They don't come into town much because there's too many enemies for the coyotes here in town, like gun wielding rednecks. But they're all over. I live in a semi-desert plateau, and the hills around here, we don't have any mountains. We're about 80 miles from the Rockies. It's about the closest mountain range to us, but actually probably a lot more than that, more than 80. It's 80 miles to there, so it's probably about 150 miles to the Rockies. But as a crow flies, it'd be a lot shorter. I'm saying, high desert plateau we live in, and it's like a semi-desert because the Rockies and the Cascades are on both sides of us. So the weather comes up over the top of the Rockies, and then it doesn't get a chance to settle into the valley area where we are until the other side of the Cascades. But we have a lot of coyotes, outskirts of town. Every once in a while, you'll see pictures of like people were like, "Oh, look, I found this cute puppy alongside the road," and it's a coyote pup. Yeah, Rebecca Miles, it's going to get worse. Unfortunately, we live in America here. We are a bunch of self-centered a-holes. Which everybody's out to be number one. It's all about me. Why should I care about what you do? And then the misinformation and everything that's out there, people just believe that it's all made up. Well, thank you for this super sticker, Beach Bum. I got to check on the super stickers, see which ones are the most requested. But we do. We definitely should protect each other. Just common sense. Half rudder. 8 times to Burton. Wow, amazing place of residence. I hate it here. I don't like the climate where I live. Hope you enjoy it where you are. And I would much rather be back in Wisconsin. This past week was the first time my wife has been east of Montana. She hadn't been anywhere. Well, she's been to northern Idaho, Montana border, but she hasn't gone back any further east than that on purpose, other than when we flew to Chicago, and then we went from Chicago to New York, and we went to Niagara Falls. But she travels outside of the country, Ireland, Scotland, to the Bahamas, to Belize, places like that. But she's never actually been anywhere outside of an airport, other than when we went to New York, Chicago to New York. But got to get her to Minnesota. Took her to downtown Minneapolis. That was fun. Rebecca Miles, I have an online, where'd it go? There it is. I have an online student in Rome. I knew it was coming. Let's learn by example. Yeah. Hey, love, maybe nap time, Rain Dancer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have to pack up and go now. They're not afraid of humans. They put on endangered list the generations died off, not teaching pups to fear humans. Yeah. I enjoyed Auckland, New Zealand, 5:45 at present time. I hope everyone has a great day today. Stay safe out there until next time. And we never I was doing this so much, I never got to the two crime stories that I wanted to cover today, but that seems to go the way of this sometimes. We just all start talking and enjoying our conversations and, you know, catching up with each other. Sometimes it's hard to, you know, to stay on topic. So sorry again that we didn't get to them. We'll do them again. Maybe, you know, if I don't, if the CC's live stream tonight is a closed one for Patreon or channel members, maybe I'll do a stream myself tonight. I don't know. I doubt it, but you know, it may happen. So if I am going to do it, I'll put something in the community tab and let everybody know. But in the meantime, everyone, have a great day today. Vex, you have a great one as well. Stay safe out there. Stream with time. I will let everybody know if I plan to do it. But in the meantime, stay safe, and thank you everyone for joining in today, and for those who sent me a super chat and for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Until next time, stay safe and have a great day.